Friends, welcome back. Today we have another spoiler-free 3-minute thriller review, and we are going to be talking about Mexican Gothic. Let's get into it. So it's a bit hard to pin down the exact genre of this book, but I would say primarily it's like historical fiction horror book that's also kind of a thriller and also a little bit of a mystery. Now, the story takes place in the 1950s and follows this young woman named Noemi, who is basically like a well-to-do young socialite. And basically the story starts out with Noemi. She's just going about her business. She's actually at a party and she gets summoned home by her father. And her father has a rather ominous message for her. Basically, the father has just received this message from Noemi's cousin. And Noemi's cousin is this other young woman who is a newlywed. And she has just married this guy that is kind of a mystery man. Like, no one in their family really knows that much about him. And basically in this letter, in this message, the cousin basically says, I think I'm in trouble. I think I'm being poisoned. Come and help me. So now, frankly, I don't know if my expectations were just set wrong for this book and I was expecting something different, but I was disappointed, you guys. Like, honestly thought this book was pretty boring. But before I get too far into just hating on this book, there were some things that I did really like about it. I think it was very atmospheric. It was definitely creepy and very visual. And I think this would make like the prime candidate for a horror movie. I think this would be like the perfect horror movie. I could just envision it with like the great costumes, like it would be like a creepy soundtrack. It would have like a cool setting because it was very atmospheric and very visual. I also like this book had a lot of different social commentary elements, which added kind of an interesting sub-layer to the book. However, this book, I don't know exactly why, but I could not get into it. Let me kind of explain why I felt that way. Number one, it is historical fiction, and okay, I know I am biased, but I feel like historical fiction does have a little bit of a tendency to be on the boring side of the spectrum. I think at least the first half of it is extremely slow. I'm actually okay with a book being slower paced if it is more character focused and I really feel like we get to know the characters and we get to uncover their backstory and really kind of start uncovering the mystery of the people rather than the plot. However, I don't think we even really got much of that at the first half. It's like I can't even really remember like what even happened. Like, how did we get through like 150 pages? Like, I don't even know. Like, I didn't really even feel like I got to know the characters all that well. Also, I felt like once we actually started getting into more of the action in the second half of the book, I felt like the book was propelled. It was propelled by like brute force of the horror elements. It was like, we're gonna show you some horror, and just when you think it's horror-y enough, there's some more. And then I felt like it wasn't even scary enough to be that interesting, and I felt like it was just missing a element of like cleverness or like plot twists or something unexpected, I guess is the way to say it. I feel like this book could have greatly benefited from having some more juicy plot twists, having some more clever twists and turns, and not just kind of getting by on brute force. That's my feelings about this book. On top of that, I do have a hard copy of this book, but I did listen to most of it on audio, and I don't think the audiobook narrator was very good. So yeah, unfortunately, this was not the book for me. I didn't really like it that much, but I would love to know your thoughts if you've read it. And that's it. Until next time, guys. Bye.